Hi friends, Lynn McGonagill here with Jamie McGonagill. It's Friday, June 20th. We are here in the suburbs of Washington D.C. conducting Lightworkers Healing Method sessions to hold a space for triggering the awakening whose time has surely come. Our assignment for today is to gain clarity about what we need to know that we're missing in terms of what's going on in the higher dimensions. What's going on upstairs that would be good for us to know about that we don't currently understand. For us as individuals, for us as the biosphere, for us as the galaxy. That's our intention, and now we begin. It's interesting, it's not the normal perspective of looking at guides. It's like we have like a, they're here in front of us like a valley, and we're just like a fly or a bug or a mote of dust or something. And we see a valley of the guides. But we
see what you're seeing.
You see the valley
Yeah.
too, yeah? Well, let's just see what comes up. And there, you know, it's huge valley, millions of guides maybe, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the harmony comes down from source, from the oneness, through all these levels of, I would call it coordination. Coordination is how it feels, tastes, coordination, till it gets down to the guides. Still, it's all in perfect harmony, all being perfectly like the signals are being responded to perfectly. You know, the signals are coming down and they're being responded to perfectly, like fish do, like birds do, like flocks. And then we see what they're doing in response to this is trying to continue the process to get the blades of grass to grow in perfect harmony, and this is not working very well.
Right.
Okay, so that was like the overall explanation of here's how the system works. And so now a page just turned, boom. Now is now. Now we look at now. So the system is still the same upstairs. The long view is still there. There's still the big valley with all the guides, and they're still moving in harmony with each other and with the signals from above, moving in perfect harmony. And I look below, the floor below, quote unquote, the level below the physical dimension, and it's just really looking bad.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't look good at all. And there's a feeling of things being just broken. It just feels broken. It's like the game is broken. It's broken. It isn't working. It isn't working. We need to remove some of these like bodies from the battlefield, is how it feels. Like there's just bodies on the battlefield that are making it impossible for the game. Like there's just there's so many bodies on the battlefield that nobody can walk around. Now we're shining the light on some of the battlefield occupants, I guess we would call it, battlefield occupants, and how it is for them when this is like there's a lot of activity happening around them, and it feels very like they're getting knocked around by the wind, you know, boo, 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 boo.
Mm-hmm.
And the trick is to stay upright. The trick is to hold strong upward rising earth energy. The trick is to stay upright and not get knocked down, because if we get knocked down, it doesn't look good for us. So the trick is to stay upright. And right above each of us, there's a multitude, actually, of higher dimension beings who are trying to support us, and beneath us as well. There's a lot of support. There's a lot of support for each of us. In the past, we've been told a 20-to-1 ratio of support. 20-to-1. 20 higher dimension beings working to support every sentient being in a body. And the, I guess we'd call it disruption. It doesn't stop right away, you know. It seems to linger on longer than we would think. Happen for longer than we would think. Still more disruption, still more disruption. What they're waiting for, I think I get it, about the bodies on the battlefield.
Yeah.
Those are horizontal. Those people are horizontal. They said, now, what's the angle of the bodies?
Right.
Those are horizontal people. Those are horizontal people. And so this is about removing enough horizontal energy from the equation so that it's possible to hold a vertical alignment. And that it's a process that's going to take some time. There's going to be, the storks are going to come in, and then another wave, and then another wave of storks, and then another wave, and then the tornadoes come through. Literally, my story about that would be natural disasters, but that's just a story I'm making up. That's just a story I'm making up. That then more are cleared away, and 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 more are cleared away, until finally it's possible.
What is the wake-up, shake-up event? When is it going to happen?
So there are backup plans to the backup plans to the backup plans to the backup plans. There are many ways in which this can be accomplished. The goal is now is the time. Now is the time. And so recall the many different ways of trying to get the blades of grass to stand up. And now is the time to have it. Now is the time to create the change. Now is the time to create the change. There are many different ways in which it can occur. The backup plans are engaged so that it will occur in some way or another. What difference does it make what the details are? Why does that matter?
Said now a month ago as well.
I beg your pardon. Yes, but this is the time. Now is roughly the time. And so your particular assignment, for example, is to be ready for it to be now from every day for the next month. It could be today for the next month. Does that make sense?
Right.
Every day. Be ready every day for the next month. We already said that, right? We already said that. We still mean that. Plans are placed in action in the higher dimensions, and then they have to go through all those little Rube Goldberg devices, right? The connections to the connections to the connections to the connections,
right,
to affect a response. The response is unpredictable, correct?
Right.
But does that change the overarching goal? If you look above, now they're showing me like from a film that has, like when they put the camera at the water line and you can see above the water and below the water simultaneously.
Right.
It's that kind of shot. The camera is at the water line, quote unquote. Above the water is we can see the guides working in perfect harmony, all moving as a one, not as a oneness, but moving in harmony with each other. Yes? And they're doing, it's perfect, it's perfectly aligned. And then below the water we see the connections to the connections and the higgledy-piggledy look and the craziness. Are you able to connect with that? Can you see that movie, that view?
Yes.
Yeah. So will this pond eventually be drained? If that's what it takes. If that's what it takes, right? If the goal is to remove the excess,
right,
will they do whatever it takes to remove the excess?
Yes.
Down to and including emptying the pond if that's what it takes.
Yes.
Now, there are lots of other ways in between here and there to remove the excess, correct?
Yes.
So they're starting with the kinder, gentler ways first, correct?
Yes.
Trying to remove the excess with the kinder, gentler ways first, right?
Right.
But look, can you see how the excess are avoiding or wishing to, or don't like being called excess, and are trying to, it's like trying to catch fish with your hands.
Right.
Right? You see that, right?
Right.
will they still drain the pond if that's what's needed to get the extra fish out?
Yes.
There's too many fish, right?
Yes.
Some of these fish have to go. Most of the fish have to go, right?
Yes.
Most of the fish have to go.
Yes.
So gentler ways are being tried right now. Can you see how that's being done right now? We see nets and whatnot in use, like hand nets, fishing nets, trying to get
Yes.
some people to exit, right? Trying
Yes.
to get people to exit with some modicum of dignity. That's the phrase. Trying to get people to exit with some modicum of dignity. Now, look how loving the guides' faces are. Can you see it?
Yes.
And they're trying to get these people to exit. They know it's time to exit, right?
Right.
And they're trying to get them to do it with some modicum of dignity, right?
Right.
They said to me, what do you think that means? So my belief is they are offering people heroes' deaths. And almost no one is taking them up on it.
Right.
They're offering people the chance to die heroes' deaths. A hero's death is a wonderful death. And can you see that? Can you see the offerings of heroes' deaths?
Yes.
And look how people are reacting to it. Like it's poison, right?
Right.
Like it's poison. Running away from a beautiful opportunity, right?
Right.
Now after that comes something with less dignity, something that's more of a big push from behind, and it looks like a street sweeper or a front end loader just coming along that's going to just scoop up a lot of these people, sentient beings. And then after that there'll be other plans and other plans and other plans and other plans, including draining the pond, right?
Right.
So it's begun. It has begun. People are being given the opportunity to exit with heroes' deaths, right?
Right.
Most of them aren't taking it. And our assignments are whatever they are. In our case, the assignment is be ready every single day. Today could be the day. It could be today. It could be a week from today. It could be 2 weeks from today. It could be 3 weeks from today. It could be a month from today. Be ready. Be ready. Every single day could be the day. How it plays out is variable, right? Because you see those connections, 30 different layers of connection from the guides to the blades of grass, right? Does it matter how it plays out? That's irrelevant, right? That's an irrelevancy.
Right.
Does it matter precisely how long it takes? Many people have a pattern of going to sleep in an acceptable energy alignment and waking up angry. This means they have spent the night arguing with their guides. Does it ever work to argue with our guides?
No.
100% of the time when this body-mind argues with the guides, this body-mind is wrong. We have a 100% failure rate. We're always wrong. Why do that? That's crazy. That's stupid. We're wrong. When they're saying something and we think different, you know who's wrong? It's us. It's us. We are the problem in our lives. We are the problem in our lives. If we wake up angry, we've been arguing with our guide. All of us want it to be easier than it's going to be. All of us always want life to be easier than it actually is. Show of hands, who wants life to be easier than it actually is? Me too, me too, me too, me too. But it isn't. Nor can it be, and be the growth creator that it's designed to be. Life is hard, quote unquote, so that it can provide us with challenges, so that we can stretch and grow. The purpose of life is joy. It's up to us to create it. How do we create it? By following our soul plan. Our soul plans are designed to help us grow. Mm-hmm. By definition, they aren't going to be easy. Nobody's soul plan is easy. Especially not right now. Especially not right now. This is wake-up time. And especially not these soul plans, not for the 1,000,000. These aren't rank and file soul plans. These aren't rank and file people. These are top of the line, best of the best, the elite troops, who said that they would trigger the awakening no matter what. What we see is Source moving in harmony throughout the higher dimensions, right down to ground zero of the higher dimensions. Source is moving in perfect harmony. That's how it is. The process of manifesting the divine plan on earth is the process of bringing those vibrations all the way down to ground level on earth, as opposed to ground level in the higher dimensions. Are we all being given the opportunity to step up, in effect act like heroes?
Yes.
We are all being given the opportunity to be heroes. Each of us right now has the opportunity to step it up, be a hero, do something, make a difference, or die trying.